Here's part 2 of day 16 of Advent of Code. In this second part, we need to modify our solution from part 1 a little bit in order to first filter out all of the nearby tickets that are invalid, and then use the remaining tickets as sort of matching points against these rules to figure out which rule applies to which column. So a given column for all tickets will match a certain set of rules. So we can see that this first one here, 3, 15, and 5, all fit in with, I believe, row. And then 9, 1, and 14 will all fit in with class. And then 18, 5, and 9 will all fit in with seat. And based on that, but with the given puzzle input, we are going to use the results that we derive matching all the nearby tickets to then match it up with our own ticket, and we find all of the numbers that have the word departure in it, and we add those numbers up, or we multiply them, and that is going to be the answer. So the 6 of those values, that'll be the answer. So if we take a look at the puzzle input, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 departure values. So once we figure out sort of positionally where those line up here, we can grab those values from our ticket and multiply them for the answer. So as usual, we have the same input here. So let's jump over to terminal. Let's create a part 2 doc so we can leave our part 1 intact. And yeah, I think a lot of what we have here is going to be good. We read in the file, we parse out our rules, we grab all of our nearby tickets, and then it's the result part that's going to change. So I think first we want to figure out the valid nearby tickets. So we can use some modification of this to get there. So the valid ones are, rather than some, we want to filter. And rather than none, we want to know if there are any. Yeah, so are there any rules that match any ranges? Tickets, ticket numbers filter. Yeah, any. Kind of curious with the sample input if we just get the first thing as the result for our valid nearby tickets. So let's do that, and I'm going to comment that out. Result isn't a thing, so I'll say result gets 0. Okay. So let's give part 2 a run. I just want to get a sense for whether I got this chain of any's logic right. And if it is right, then I expect one result to come out of the sample input. Invalid numbers for line 34. Sure. Let's try that again. Next, what do we call it? Valid nearby tickets. It's saying all of them are valid. I guess that's not quite right then. All ticket numbers need to have some rule that they match. What about that? Just the 7, 3, 47. Is that? Oops. 7, 3, 47. Is that what we had in the sample? Yeah, this first one, the rest are invalid. Okay. So I feel like this is doing a good job of just giving us our valid ones. So then, given the valid ones, we would like to Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we want to go sort of column by column and see if there's any rule that a particular column matches all of. I kind of suspect that there may be some columns that like match multiple rules, so we're going to do some process of elimination. So maybe we can kind of do some like computer assisted solving by spitting out some intermediate results and seeing what it can tell us. So I'm going to take the valid nearby tickets and yeah, I guess I could map to, yeah, I guess I want like def column of numbers, take some tickets and just give me tickets dot tickets and a index. So tickets dot map ticket index. Okay, so produce that array. So valid nearby tickets. Yeah, how many values are we dealing with in the input? Yeah, maybe we should parse out our ticket real quick. Sure, so jump back here. Our ticket gets input part split shift map. That's gonna look real similar. Yeah, split shift first, or rather we can just call last. Give me the second part because it's gonna be made up of two parts. And then split that on commas and then map that to integers. I think that should be our ticket. And so then down here, I can say 0 to our ticket dot size -1. So that'll allow us to map over all of the columns in a ticket. And so for each of these index give us the current column, I guess, which is going to be column of numbers index. So given the current column, we will, let's see, just like apply all the rules to it. So current column dot, it's like, are there any, yeah, so it's not quite like this, but it's like for each of the rules, filter maybe, name, ranges, is there ranges, yeah, it's like do all of the values in the current column, do they yeah, I think I'm making this hard to think about by trying to like chain it together in a bunch of these like enumerable functions. I guess to just type out what I want to say, are there any rules where all values in the current column are valid? So yeah, so I guess rules each do name ranges if current column dot all matches one or the other rule. So if that comes back as true, then we'll, I don't know, puts out the name, or yeah, I think yeah, maybe, so that's for all the rules. So we'll like puts out checking column number wow, index, checking column number 0, for instance, and yeah, then we'll puts out the name. If it matches, then we can get a read on where we are. So yeah, how do we do this part then? So we get a column value, just a value, and we'll say, does yeah, what did we do up above? We did ranges.any range dot include the value. I'm going to call it the number. I like that. So if that's the case, then we'll print out the name. We'll do that, and it'll do that for all things and get a sense of what things look like. So let's try that. Part 2. Okay. So yeah, column 0 could fit class or row. Column 1 could fit class, column 2 could fit seat. So that sort of narrows down this first column to row. I kind of think we're gonna see a similar story with the sample input, or the main problem input. What do you say? Yeah, a lot of these columns match a lot of things, so we're gonna have to, oh, how are we gonna narrow that down? Well, here's one. Duration goes in column number 2, so it can't go anywhere else. Oh boy. This is seeming overly permissive. Here's a group of 4, a group of 5, a group of 3, a group of 2. Okay. Interesting. So we're just gonna have to go kind of like through these through the columns in order of like fewest matching rules and sort of do a process of elimination. Wow, I'm trying to think how we would code that process of elimination. That that'll be tricky. So yeah, instead of just printing these out, I kind of want to gather them up. So filter. Or yeah, each is fine, and then yeah, let's see. Rule matches. So we'll get a little hash going where we can start to gather up these things. And so yeah, right here we will say rule matches index gets empty array, and then each time we're in here we will .all .each. Yeah, .each is fine. I think we just said that, but rules matches rules matches. I don't like that double pluralization. Columns to rules. I like that better. Columns to rules, index. We're just going to shove the name in there. Okay. So that's interesting. Then we can do columns to rules to a. Well, let's pry into here, and maybe we can play around in the REPL a little bit. Columns to rules, that's what I care about. And what if I say to a? So to a dot order. Sort maybe. Yeah, I think sort is what I'm looking for. Sort, and I think it's like we get an A and a B, and we have to say is A dot last dot size. We have to give this little shuttle thing, and B dot last dot size. So we're basically ordering them by the size of the rule match array. Get rid of that ls. Yes, this is looking better. Duration. We have a set of 3 here. Oh no, that's just 2. Then 3, then 4. Okay. So knowing that, yeah, I guess I want to say rules dot map. Get the first for each of the rules. So this is our list of things. Rule names. And so based on our rule names, are there, yeah, I guess we could just like remove remove a thing. Something like that. Remove, replace. Not quite. Delete maybe. Yeah, delete. So what I'm thinking is yeah, given this list of rules, we can go through what we have here one by one and filter this down. Is it in the list of rules? If it is, and it's the only one, accept it, and then delete that value from our overall list of rules. So then we get here and we say, are any of these valid? If they are, it'll just be a rival platform, so we'll delete that. Now that narrows us down to row. So I think we can kind of approach it like that. So the thing I want to grab from here is this sorting of our columns. And then I'm also thinking about the rules.map first. Okay. So rules ordered by matching columns. How's that for a variable name? And then rule names, just going to be rules map. Symbol to proc for first. Okay, so rules. Each do, and we get a we'll map. So we'll get the index and then the valid rules. Okay, and so for each of these, for each of the valid rules, can we do like a intersection, like rules that are in both? So valid rules and rule names. Let's double check. So let's say we've got taco. Can we end that with hello taco bell? Yes. And if this contained margarita, we just get taco. Okay. So that and will work great. So valid and available rules, so what we're getting here should just be one. And so then we return, oh, we need to do our move first. So rule names gets rule names minus valid and available rules not equal minus. Okay. It wants us to use the short assignment. What's it say? Useless assignment to variable rule names, use minus instead of my. Oh. That doesn't seem right. Oh, that's because that's a variable. Oof. Okay, so rule names, we will subtract these values from it. Let's make sure that that's how array subtraction works. Yes, okay. If I were to say A like that, yeah, that's where it wouldn't work. Great. So subtract that, and then our sort of map, which has a side effect in it, will then return index and unavailable rules dot first. And that will continue until we've eliminated all the results. And then we can put out process of elimination rules. So we'll put out the PO rules. Did you mean rule names on line 70? Probably, because I keep typing rules names. Oh, brother. Is that the only place I did that? Thank goodness. Okay. Let's run that again. Oh, yeah. I'm liking the way this is. 2 has duration, 11 arrival, 12 row. Okay. That's fantastic. So then let's delete that because we don't need that anymore. Let's take PO rules dot each numbers of interest from our ticket is an empty array, but once we map over PO rules and compare those positions to the positions in our ticket, we can start to populate this array and then move towards our result. Because I'm thinking if we just multiply this with a map with a reduce, like that, some of the proc, then we should have what we're looking for. Okay, what is this? An index and a rule. If rule dot, can I do a comparison like that? Destination, is that what we're looking for? Departure. And is that the casing of it here? Yeah, departure. Okay. So if it contains departure, am I getting that wrong? Let's check. So does Taco Bell contain taco? Zero. Nope. No. Okay. Yeah, I guess we just want it to equal 0. Sure. Zero. If it's 0, then we have a match. In which case we will numbers of interest ticket gets the our ticket index. And then, yeah, we should have a result or a list of things that we can multiply to get a result that we can spit out. Oh, and I just gotta fix this thing. Okay. Let's give that a run. Undefined method 0. Okay, I guess that is active support. Wow, is that our answer? Let's find out. That's a big number. Your answer is too high. Okay. Yeah, that does seem pretty high. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, let's put out our, I guess, index and then our rule. And I'm curious to pry right there as well. And we need to close the string. So yeah, those make sense. So numbers of interest. Oh, those are the positions. These are our numbers, our ticket. And so these dot multiplying these is a big old number. I don't know why I don't trust that, but I'm gonna type it out anyway and make sure. Is our index off by? No, we're using a 0 index. That's odd. 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 495. Yeah, I'm not sure what the issue is here, but let's take a look at our input and oh, these numbers do not look like the numbers that we just saw. Let's jump back to part 2 here. Did I parse out our ticket wrong? Input parts last. That was an unfortunate mistake. We want the second item in the list because that of the 3 parts of the input that we parsed out is where our ticket belongs, and that should produce a much different number. Still kind of a big one, but not as big as we had before. So let's return to day 16, plug it back in, and there's our gold star. Awesome. 32 gold stars. We are on our way. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.